Alright, let's get this show on the road. It is Friday afternoon, and I'm going to make my picks now. Might change things if anything special comes up tomorrow or later today, but I feel pretty good about these. I think this isn't too bad of a week. We got Buffalo taking out Oakland. You know, Buffalo's starting to shape up really good this year. Looking very good, and while I do feel that they might be due a letdown game, I'll give them the win over Oakland. It's in Buffalo, so gotta go there. I got New England over Miami. You know, Joey Porter shooting his mouth off again. I don't think it's gonna come to mean anything. And I do think Pennington is gonna do his death by 1,000 screen passes and dump offs at some point this year. At some point, he's just going to pick a defense to shreds doing these little dump-off passes, but I don't think it's going to be today, so I'll take New England. Tennessee over Houston. I think Houston's season might be shot because of the Hurricane Ike completely disrupting the flow of their season. I think they could be headed toward a top 3 draft pick. Unfortunately, they're better than that. I got the Giants over the Bengals. You know, I'm almost thinking about the Bengals simply because they're desperate and the Giants have to be feeling pretty good about themselves. But then I think about the Bengals, and it's not that they're just a bad team. They're a complete mess. They can't do anything right now, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I'll take the Giants at home. Arizona, Washington. Tough one. Thought about this for a little bit. Go with Washington because they're at home. And I think they're starting to come around a little bit, so I'll take Washington. I got Chicago over Tampa Bay simply because they're the home team. I think Gruden's making a big mistake by alienating Jeff Garcia to this point, and you know, Brian Griese, you could do worse than him, but I think that's a mistake that might cost him his job, and well, I'm taking Chicago for now. This next one's hard. Minnesota's desperate. Carolina is ready for a letdown game because they've won 2 really close games where they came from behind. 2 really good wins, but they are due for a letdown game. But then I look at Minnesota. They've got a statue in the pocket in Gus Frerotte. They don't have their starting left tackle still, so a backup gets to go up against Julius Peppers. So even though I think Minnesota's desperate and Carolina's sort of on a high right now, I don't think Minnesota is good enough to do anything about it. So I'm going to take Carolina. I got Atlanta over Kansas City. I guess Kansas City's starting Tyler Thigpen, which means I won't be picking them until they bench him under just about any circumstance. And I'll take Atlanta at home. There are some positive things about Atlanta. They can run the ball pretty well, if nothing else. And they seem to play up to their ability. I think that, you know, maybe they're not a very talented team, but they won't underachieve very much. I think they'll beat the Chiefs, I'm pretty sure, at home. Got Denver over New Orleans. You know, the Denver offense has been just exploding all over everybody in the first 2 games this year. Well, not everybody, but you guys know what I mean. And New Orleans, well, we know about their defense, and you just can't help but think that Brandon Marshall, they won't be able to handle a guy like Brandon Marshall. You got Eddie Royal, Brandon Stokely, Tony Scheffler. I really like what Denver's put together this year. Props to Shanahan for all he's done for them, because a lot of people thought they were out of contention for at least a little while. So I'll take Denver at home. I got Seattle over St. Louis, of course. Gotta win this game, guys. If we fall to 0-3 mathematically, we're not done, but I'll stick the fork in us. I just don't think we can come back from 0-3. And I don't think we can come back against losses to teams like the Niners and Rams, divisional teams at home. So, of course, I'm taking us. And as for the game itself, get lots of pressure, hopefully force some turnovers. Pretty much it. It's all about the defense. We got to get pressure. That's something we didn't do against Buffalo, and we did do against San Francisco. We lost both games, but bear with me. Got to get pressure. That's what it's all about. I'm taking Philly over Pittsburgh because I think Philadelphia is a little desperate after that Monday night game. They're too good of a team to go 1-2, and I think they know it. For them to start 1-2, they started 1-2 last year, and they're way better than they were last year. So I think they feel some pressure to win this game, especially in that division. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh has the 2-0 start. Their division is awful. They don't feel intense pressure to win any game really. Not this one anyway, not right now. So, since Philly's at home, and I think they're going to be throwing everything they got at Pittsburgh because they really need a win, I'll take them. Take the Niners over the Lions. They're at home. I don't really like to pick these Detroit games because they have a potentially explosive and potent offense, but I'll take the Niners at home. I'll take Indianapolis over Jacksonville. Both teams a little banged up right now. Offensive lines. I guess Bob Sanders is going to miss a month to 6 weeks, which is definitely unfortunate for them, but they are getting Dallas Clark and Jeff Saturday back. Jacksonville, their entire O-line is decimated as well. Garrard is starting to fall back to earth. And while Jacksonville is desperate, they absolutely have to win this game if they want to realistically contend this year. I don't think they have the horses to do it, so I'm taking Indy. I'll take Cleveland over Baltimore. Again, it's a desperation thing. I don't think either team is that good. I do like the way Baltimore is responding to Joe Flacco. But Cleveland, if they lose, their season's over barely before it began. They can't afford to lose to a divisional rival. And especially considering if Baltimore wins, you have to start thinking about them at least a little bit. I'm taking Dallas over Green Bay. This was a tough one. I'm tempted to take Green Bay, but I do think Dallas is the better team. I think Rodgers is due for a disappointment game. And I just think Dallas is the better team enough to the point where I can take them on the road. And finally, again, it's desperation setting in. I'll take the Chargers over the Jets. I'm getting a little bit of a bad vibe about this Brett Favre comeback tour. And the Chargers, if they go 0-3, again, 0-3. You guys know what I think about 0-3 or 1-4 or 2-5. I think it might be time to start sticking some forks. So, I think it'll be a pretty good game on Monday night, but I think San Diego's going to pull it out. And that's it for this week, so maybe I'll see you guys one more time before football starts, but that's all for me, so see you guys later.